Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Detroit Tigers.
When Grapefruit League action closed, the Tampa Bay Rays were something like a 1-in-3 shot to make the playoffs. But a funny thing happened on the way to the bottom. Tampa Bay found its way to the top at 36-20, the best record in the American League, by a game and a hook over the New York Yankees, who are trailing them in the American League East. Tigers baseball presented by Bet365. The Tigers are going to try to emulate the start that the Rays had starting right now, with a Tampa Bay team that's won 6 straight home series back at Tropicana Field. We'll tell you about the refurbished Trop throughout the course of the series. Jason Benetti, Dan Petrie, Logan Reaver downstairs. Who are these guys that we didn't expect to be leading the East?
I mean, you never can underestimate them. I mean, they're always going to be good no matter if the names are there or not. But they have plenty of good players. Aranda right there, left-handed power. Junior Caminero, right-handed power, majestic power. Yandy Diaz, who just basically does it all. High average, power, and then speed. The combination of power and speed. Chandler Simpson, lots of stolen bases, and he can fly. So if they're not hitting the ball out of the ballpark, they can manufacture runs with their speed.
Would you like a good injury update?
We always are ready for a good injury update.
Ty Madden is off the injured list, and he will start today for the Tigers.
Yeah, and he's added a pitch to his arsenal, which I think has made a big difference in what he's featured so far this year. And he started off with the good four-seam fastball, lively four-seam fastball at the top of the strike zone, nice and straight. But the sinker, he didn't even throw it in 2024. Got that good arm side run to it, and he pairs really well with that cutter that goes to the glove side. You put them all together, they come out. The decision point all looks the same to the hitter. You're saying, okay, what pitch, what direction's it going to go in? And then you got one that stays straight, one in on the hands, one down and away. So a hitter's got plenty of them. He's not quite throwing that sinker to left-handers yet, but just like Cater Montero, we might see that sinker make its rear its head against left-handed hitters also.
Against a loaded lefty lineup for Tampa Bay, this is an offense that's multi-dimensional. Back at home here at Tropicana Field. And one more thing today, we'll take you through just that awful night when Hurricane Milton ripped through and tore the roof off this place. It was in tatters. It's beautiful now. We'll take you through the documentation of that and one more thing when we come back.
There's a
Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. By McDonald's of Michigan. Grab a $5 McChicken meal today. By Rally House, Michigan. It's your city, it's your house. It's the Rally House. And by Steel. Find your local Steel dealer at SteelUSA.com. Some of the huge moments in this ballpark. 2008, the World Series team. Wade Boggs' 3,000th hit as a Devil Ray back in the day. And there's the celebration from the team that eventually ran into the Philadelphia Phillies now 18 years ago. But it was a really sad state of affairs. 2 years ago, Mother Nature just ripped through the Tampa St. Pete area, and this is what was left of Tropicana Field, which is a lively baseball stadium. When they're in the playoffs, this place is nuts. It was really melancholy to see these pictures, man.
I mean, driving in today to the ballpark, it was shocking just to think about just the immense storm that it would take to damage and do that damage that it did.
So the storm comes through. They end up playing at Steinbrenner Field, where we saw a couple of rain delays last year, but then a $60 million project to get this place back up and running, re-roll the turf, put the Rays back in their tank, and then the human Rays back in their dome tank. And it's really nice in here.
Yeah, and the Rays certainly have welcomed being back in this ballpark and trying to reward the area for all the work that they put into this.
At 21-6 is their home record, their second best start, only better than 2023. By the Bay, Tigers and Rays. First pitch is next.
With Memorial Day.
Tigers baseball is presented by Figer Law. Tigers and Rays meet for the first time here in 2026, and the Tigers have got to figure it out fast. It was a sweep in Chicago, 2 of 3 in the loss column to the Angels. Tigers open play today at 22-38 for A.J. Hinch, a year that was very unexpected on both sides, right? Kevin Cash and the Rays are playing above what people expected their station to be, and the Tigers have not hit the mark in where people expected them to be. So we'll see how that clash plays out. Just when you think you know, maybe you don't know. We'll find out together. Tigers starting lineup brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. We show you ground ball rate because Griffin Jax is top 10% in Major League Baseball in inducing ground balls. But none of the Tigers approach the number that he provides. Wenzel Perez and Zach McKinstry are closest, but a lot of fly ball hitters at the top of the card to face Jax, our old friend from Minneapolis, who's now starting. He has been a starter his last 6 appearances, and his first one tonight is ball 1. Dan Bellino calls it a ball, and there is Mr. Jax.
Yeah, still making that transition. He's gone 5 innings twice, maxing out at just 66 pitches.
That changeup has always been the weapon for him.
You know, I've seen that sweeper usage. He used to throw a lot of sweepers, which I thought, oh man, that thing is nasty. So that's gone down a little bit and started mixing in some of his other pitches. That's why he can be a starter, because of all the stuff that he has.
And to left-handers, they see the entire arsenal. 29% changeup, 11% curveball, mix in a sinker. That sweeper still shows up. That's what he's done as a starter.
And that sweeper, opponents hitting just 130 against that pitch.
What makes it such a good pitch, Dan?
You know, I think everything that he throws is hard. And so it's not a big difference, maybe about a 5 or 6 mile-an-hour difference. So it's disguised as a fastball. Then it sometimes goes down and sometimes goes horizontal.
That's a base knock. Kevin McGonigal starts the game with a rippler toward right field. And Dylan Dingler will bat with a runner on base.
Now that's one constant, you know, through all this. We're not scoring runs, but Kevin McGonigal still gets on base by doing just that, a changeup out over the plate, right off the end a little bit, but hooked it right there like he always tries to do, pull that baseball. Gets the Tigers off to a good start.
He's in the top 10 in Major League Baseball according to Fangraphs, and wins above replacement, that entire holistic stat that basically shows what you do across all fields. There's a base hit to left by Dylan Dingler, and the Tigers have bounced back, at least to this point, from that sweep as well as you can start a game.
And that's what they have to do. You know, they're fighting it and just coming every day, just fired up. They were yesterday too. McGonigal got off to a great start. Torque with a double, and right away 1-0. So good start here. It's just trying to keep that going for a full 9 innings.
Here's Kerry Carpenter, and he takes a strike. Kerry, couple of at-bats in his return yesterday, and a real opportunity to change the scoreboard here. The Florida native, Kerry, with 2 on, nobody out. He pulled off that changeup, 0-2. That's the prototypical changeup from Jax.
Boy, and again, that's why when he became a starter, and that's probably why they said that. You know, they said, you know, we value starters here in Tampa, in the Rays organization, and you've shown us that you've got starter stuff. You don't have just 1-2 pitches. You've got 5 good ones.
The Rays are as inventive with a pitching staff as anybody in Major League Baseball. They shuttle a pitching staff as much as anybody as well through AAA Durham and siphon them back here under Kevin Cash and the front office. 1-2. Kerry braces for a curveball downstairs. 2-2.
Yeah, I think that's why they put in that that rule where you can only move someone, I think it's 5 times now. Because of that reason, I think the Rays were shooting them back just unlimited amounts. Just they come back and then just send them right back down, bring them right back up, send them right back down.
2-2 is a changeup for strike 3. There's one away. Tampa Bay defensively, depends on who you ask, which metric. Are they top 10? Are they bottom 10? Still 2 months through the season, you can't always get agreement from defensive ratings. Chandler Simpson, Cedric Mullins, and then Victor Mesa Jr. out in right. Taylor Walls has always been very good at shortstop. A very rangy shortstop. As Riley Green bounces that ball foul at first.
Yeah, that Taylor Walls, every time you write his name, and he always seems to do something spectacular against the Tigers, whether it be in the field or at the plate, especially in that number 9 slot. You know, that such an important spot, that number 9 position in the order.
It's shown itself to be very important this year in Tigers games, as the 0-1 is high with a fastball from Jax, who came over at the deadline, and there was that whole hullabaloo over whether or not he went into Rocco Baldelli's office and asked for a trade as the dominoes started to fall in Minnesota. Eventually they cleared the air and Griffin Jax ended up here, and it seemed like everything was okay with Minnesota, but he was a big part of that bullpen for the Twins.
Yeah, think about how good that bullpen was before they got rid of guys like Jackson, Duran, and
Louis Varland.
Varland. You know, they had just nitro coming out of that bullpen.
That's a good word for it.
Oh.
2-2 on Riley. McGonigal at second, Dingler at first. Griffin Jax has run into a couple bumps in the road here so far, and there's another one down the line, right field corner. Riley Green. McGonigal's home. Dingler gets sent. One hop on a throw to the plate. Not in time. Dillon beat the relay, and it's 2-0 Tigers.
Well, it's just a pattern coming from Griffin Jax. That changeup to lefties. This one stays up, and Riley doesn't try to do too much with it other than just hit it hard somewhere right down the line. And why not be aggressive? Push the envelope. Joey Cora, as he always does, pushing the envelope with Dillon Dingler, and he slides right to that back corner of the plate, and the tag from Hunter Fiducia is not there.
So 2-0 Tigers. On a double from Riley Green. Here's Torque, who attacked early in the game yesterday to get the Tigers on the board first. I know with the way leads have gone by the boards this season, you can't guarantee anything, but what you like to see is that level of aggressiveness from the Tigers, where you just read in the body language that they feel like they're better than a team and are pushier than the other team.
And that is good to see, especially as heartbreaking as that series was in Chicago, the way they lost on Friday, the way they lost yesterday. You know, but still, you just, and AJ preaches this since he's been here, just, we can't worry about that. We have to concentrate on today's game. Let's do whatever we can and fire up for this game, and it certainly seems like the Tigers have done that.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to, like, in the middle of a losing streak, go to AA and play AA teams. Like, you're not going to Scranton.
And you know what? And the other thing too is it challenges you a little bit. Yeah, I mean, things are gone bad. They've gone poorly, and we're playing the top team in the American League. Let's go show them. We're not going to roll over and play dead. Let's show them how good we are.
Swing and a miss on one of those nasty sweepers, and the second strikeout for Jax. Right about now would be a good time for Colt Keith's first home run.
It would, and you just think that, I'm sure everybody's starting to think what they haven't done in this stretch, instead of just, you know, continuing to trust that process. You know, Riley, before that double, he'd been kind of struggling a little bit. And I think, instead of him saying, well, I haven't hit a home run in a while, I got to start mashing again. Kolke thinking about hitting home runs, just kind of trusting that process.
We have seen so many at-bats recently where he goes up to attack, swings through the first pitch, and then gets beat on a breaking ball the next pitch. Pitchers have had him kind of in between for a while.
It's a really good description, too, because I just think there's been a lot of fastballs that he's guessed or been looking at something else that he's taken right down the middle. Just kind of surprised him, and he just walks back like, man, I don't know where that one came from. But Cole, when he's going good, he's just taking that ball up the middle and the other way.
One-two for him. Way upstairs twice in this inning. Fiducia has had to test the AC joint in his shoulder on high fastballs.
That'll rip that out of socket. Reaching up and grabbing that 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
2-2 curveball, strong take there. 3-2 on Keith.
It sure was. And right here, do you think he goes to that changeup? I mean, it seems to be the one that he likes to throw to those lefties, but with a base open.
That's the fastball you're talking about.
That's the one.
Yep, that's right. Hitting over 3 strikeouts for Jax, but 2 runs for the Tigers. Riley Green, 2-run double, and a 2-0 lead before the Rays go to the bat rack.
Oh.
2-0 Tigers, bottom 1 on the Bet365 scoreboard, and we'll show you the starting lineup for these Tampa Bay Rays. They're second in the league in on-base percentage. They swing and miss less than anybody else in the league, and this is weighted runs created plus at home this year. Yandy Diaz is the king of the Trop. Caminero has pulped a couple of fastballs here as well, and that's the extent of the orange juice puns. They're good at home. That's what you should know. Yandy Diaz takes a strike. Ty Madden is back. He is the Tigers starting pitcher, presented by Wallside Windows off that freak injury on the Yohendrick Pinongo line drive on a Friday against the Blue Jays. That is a hit. Yandy Diaz rolls it all the way to the warning track and the wall, so he will coast into second base with the leadoff double. Yandy Diaz is a menace.
He can mash, and that's, I mean, a tough first out. We talked about Kevin McGonigal and him being so tough at the top of the Tigers order, but you've got a guy like that with a .310 batting average and all the home runs that Yandy Diaz hits. I mean, that right out of the chute, you're challenged.
So now here is Jonathan Aranda, who is well on pace to shatter his career high in home runs that he set last year. It'll pump that foul left field line. 14 homers was his career high last year, his first All-Star game season. He and Caminero both had breakout years for Tampa Bay at the other place at Steinbrenner Field. But yeah, it doesn't really matter where they play. We've learned.
Yeah, and it's a nice duo too if you're the Rays, where you've got one that's left-handed, one that's right-handed, right in that middle of that order.
Oh, 1 for Aranda. He swings through a fastball from Ty Madden.
Ty does rely mainly on 5 pitches, the four-seam, sinker, and cutter, as we talked about in the open, but also throws a slider and the split finger. The split was the one that Yandy Diaz hit for the double.
See how hot Aranda has been on this 9-game hit streak. It's the second longest currently in Major League Baseball. Yandy Diaz on a 16-game on base streak as well with that double. You see what he's done against the fastballs during the hit streak. That's a slugging percentage of .652 and a hard hit rate that should be outlawed. Check swing, did he? Yeah, he did. Strike 3. Dan Bellino made the call behind the dish. Aranda goes down, and there's one away.
Yeah, I think he sure did go. I'm glad that Dan Bellino knew it right away, but established the fastball early and then comes right back with that slider. And Aranda couldn't hold up. We'll see it right here, but way too far. But again, that just sets up by those first couple of four-seam fastballs that he threw.
Now Richie Palacios takes a rip at the first pitch and flies it to right field. Zach McKinstry parks underneath and makes the catch. Diaz tags against McKinstry's arm, and he gets there a couple of steps ahead, 2 down. Why don't we give you the Tigers starting defense? It's brought to you as always by the fine folks at Marygrove Awnings. Kerry Carpenter in the outfield. He's in left, and Perez and McKinstry. Colt Keith, Kevin McGonigal, Hao Yu Lee, Spencer Torkelson, and Dylan Dingler has the plate as Ty Madden tries to get out of the first inning unscathed and protect a 2-0 lead.
And wouldn't that be huge just to continue with that momentum? Big out right here. Let's see if that sinker raises its head a little bit in this at-bat in on the hands.
There's a slider for a strike. The only danger is that Caminero demolishes fastballs. He has slugged for the year .633 on fastballs as a pitch type. 0-1 is a grounder off the mound to second base. That's Lee, and that's the final out of a clean first inning in the run column for Ty Madden back on the bump with a 2-0 advantage. So you've been hit by baseballs.
I have, and this is what happened to Griffin Jacks in his last start. Took it in the second inning, right in the back, continued in the inning to finish it, but had to be taken out. And then Ty Madden taking one right off the forearm. Never really stopped throwing, and still has a bump on that forearm.
Wencel Perez testing out the new A, B, C, and D rings here at the Trop.
Yeah, just trying to see if they said that improved vision on those pop-ups. Seemed like everybody was seeing that ball that was going to be in the stands.
Everybody loves the catwalks.
Yeah.
Here at the Trop, they're like a coffee table book. They're a good conversation piece. 0-1 is fouled back just below our booth. So there you go. There's the lovely architecture, good as new, just like we remember them.
AJ loves talking about those things. They reared his ugly head when he's had a couple of games here with the Astros.
That is strike 3, and there's one away. Logan Reaver is roaming the ballpark. I think it's a no-go on getting to the catwalks, though.
Well, I was going to say, how much is the metaphoric offer to get me up there? Because I know it's coming at some point this series.
No, I mean, I think it's a no, though. Like, I don't. It's like
you don't
Daniela,
think I'm allowed to? Yeah.
It's like Daniela on Bernie's slide. It's just like a stop, a Heisman situation.
I would say it's a little different than Bernie's slide based on posing deep fear in me, and I don't think Bernie's slide did for her, but you know,
right.
We might be two different cups of tea.
No, that's a good point. Those are pretty harrowing. That looks like the end of a James Bond movie more than anything. But if you hit the lower 2 catwalks, it's a home run. Then there's one in foul territory. That's a dead ball if you hit it. There's a ground ball to second base. Underneath the catwalks, Palacios takes care of Hao Yu Lee. So you saw the ground rules on what happens just in case a ball hits one of those catwalks. The upper 2, it's in play, and good luck to you. By the way, if it hits one of those, just good luck.
My thought was to go up there and physically demonstrate each single one.
I think it's great. Did you bring any carabiners to the ballpark today?
I don't blame you for not wanting to go up there. That would be a little eerie looking down on the playing surface from up there.
I wouldn't do that.
No.
And not in a million years. 1-0 on McKinstry. And he'll golf that into center field. It's a base hit for Z-Mac. The Tigers are hunting changeup here. And a 2-out single brings up McGonigal.
They sure are. I mean, you got Kevin McGonigal, who hit one of those changeups down the right field line. Riley Green jumping on one for a double and 2 RBIs, and Zach McKinstry going down and grabbing one and punching it into center.
Quick postscript. cannot, because of job security, read the text that I just got from Daniela on the air. Hi, Bruce. First pitch is outside to McGonigal.
Wild Bruce chase.
Wild. Oh, you could have her run after Logan on the catwalk. We could go 2 wide in the reporter position next year. We're just the idea people, Dan. Throw to first. You know, people talk about like Tigers, Blue Jays, Cubs, Cardinals, Dodgers, Padres. I think the greatest rivalry in Major League Baseball is Daniela versus Bernie. There goes McKinstry. Throw down by Fiducia is in time. He got him. Nice tag coming across by Taylor Walls to slap it on McKinstry, but I don't mind the Tigers taking a shot there.
I love it. I love aggressiveness. Don't sit on that 2-0 lead. That's been the issue. Continue to push the envelope and hopefully get some add-on runs.
Tigers fans, Friday, June 19th, Nelly kicks off the first Sounds of Summer post-game concert of 2026 presented by Rocket. Limited VIP field passes remain to see the show at Comerica Park up close, but your game ticket allows you to watch from your seat. Learn more at tigers.com/Sounds of Summer now. So here is one of the gentlemen you were talking about off the top of the show, Chandler Simpson, who's got 7 career triples but no career home runs in 2 years so far. He flies this to left. Kerry Carpenter on the move. He charges in and makes the catch, kicking up dust and sand in his wake for out number 1.
Boy, on Yandy Diaz's double, he slipped out there on the warning track in left field, and then on this one coming in hard to get the first out. Dragging, kicking up all kinds of dust.
That is the very definition of catch as catch can.
Wow. And he was having a little fun with somebody hollering at him like, hey, nice play, tenderfoot.
It's ball 1.
And you know, AJ's been trying to give Riley Green a blow too, just, you know, but you can't take him out of the lineup. And, you know, Riley's still in the lineup, but gets him off his feet a little bit. And Kerry was a welcome addition out there in the outfield. Loves to play the outfield.
You'd just like to have more options defensively for A.J. Hinch. There's a catwalk tester as well to the right side on the infield. Spencer Torkelson backpedaling, and he makes the catch. This is one of those routes that you just have to take some fly balls during batting practice. You just have to get used to it. This, to me, is a little bit lighter of a color than the previous one. It feels like the ball blends in just a little bit more here.
They've got some different shaded, and I don't know if the camera will show it. They're a little bit different shades with the idea of trying to make it a little bit easier to see. Add a little bit more depth up there, just instead of it being all white, there's just a little bit of, you know, kind of a tan color to some of them. And Spencer Torkelson, I mean, he never took his eyes off that. Like, I don't want to take my eyes off it and then look back up and try to find it.
Well played by Torque for out number 2. That's 5 in a row. Retired by Madden, who threw 9 pitches in the first. They were all strikes. This is his first 2-ball count of the game, and now 2-1 as that ripples into the bullpen. Swing and a miss. That was a deathly splitter.
Yeah, he sold it with that arm action too, but again, he's done a good job of establishing his fastball, and that's what makes it just that arm action, that whip, that little bit quick body that he's got, and then that fast arm just fooled him with that split finger.
2-2. Swing and a miss, and then to the top rail on the fastball, right into the attic for his second strikeout. Tigers up 2. $2-0 Tigers on the Bet365 scoreboard. Kevin McGonigal gets a second chance at a second at bat after standing in the box. The caught stealing 2-6 on Zach McKinstry. You know, Fiducia behind the plate has not been a great blocker or thrower necessarily, and a lot of it is on pitchers as well. But the Tigers decided to test that 2-out top of the order at the plate. Not a bad idea.
No, again, just trying to push the envelope a little bit. And again, it's Taylor Walls, too, because he caught that ball and just dropped it right on the back leg of Zach McKinstry. Not waiting for it to get to the bag, just dropping it right in back of him. And again, it's just one of those little things that he does. Lets that ball carry and then doesn't have to go that full distance to second base, catches it up in front and drops it on the back leg.
2 balls, 2 strikes on McGonigal. The Rays were talking about it after their 5-2 win yesterday, that they just kind of death by 1,000 paper cuts the Angels in that series finale and kind of do what they do. They even talk about it as playing small ball and every out matters, as it's 3-2 on McGonigal. That said, you know, Kevin Cash and this offense, they slug enough. They're middle of the pack in slugging in Major League Baseball. Bunch of doubles. They are 27th in home runs, but 8th in stolen bases.
I just think, like, and gosh, I hate to bring up a sore subject, but yesterday, just the way that the White Sox played Pepper, hitting those ground balls the other way, the left-handed hitters, you know, and I think that's a lot of what the Rays do when they're not hitting the ball out of the ballpark. They know how to just kind of put the ball in play and find some holes, just kind of move the guy over, move him around a little bit like the Brewers style of play, and then just when you start moving people around, they find the seats.
In a ballpark where the reputation has been the ball scoots through the infield. That is ball 4. McGonigal takes a walk to lead off the 3rd.
There's the respect of Kevin McGonigal, just a 3-2 changeup trying to fool him. And again, just a leadoff runner on again, just putting a lot of pressure on Griffin Jacks. That's what Kevin McGonigal does.
Shortens his lead ever so slightly, and the first pitch by Jacks is lined foul of 3rd. Griffin Jacks, by the way, who is the closest resemblance to Craig Counsell of any major league player.
I see that.
A little bit in there facially.
Sure, I see it.
If you ever had a trading card that was like half and half.
I thought that's what was coming next.
The split screen or something?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
No, this is just an in-game idea. It's
right.
one of the ones that wasn't planned.
I thought you know, were staying up all night digging that one up and a surprise Petrie with that one.
Right.
Right about the, I'd say top of the 3rd.
No, it's even better when you surprise the crew with it. 0-2. It's fouled away to the right side. Still 2 strikes on Dingler, who singled and scored in that 2-run first.
That's the thing, too, about Kevin McGonigal has the 9 stolen bases. And once you get somebody thrown out, it's just, you know, does it put a little bit of a damper on the chances of him going again? Just hate to give away those outs. I know AJ hates to give away outs. One of the reasons they don't steal a lot of bases or don't sacrifice bunt a lot. So I only get 27 outs. I don't want to take too many chances, and if you take one away from them, it's just like a little bit leery trying it again. A little bit shorter lead too.
0-2. That ball's cranked high in the air, left center field. Dylan Dingler demolishes this baseball. It is 4-0. That is way out of here. He's seeing it great.
I'll tell you, Dylan Dingler's been doing this to bad located breaking balls. That one is just a sweeper that didn't quite sweep enough. Boy, look at Jake Rogers up there. As soon as that left the bat, he knew how far that was, and that was out of here. Dylan Dingler again destroying another breaking ball.
That almost made its way to the daiquiri deck out there in left center.
I was going to say, that's like the same as the Ray tank, just in left center instead of right center.
You don't want to get them mixed up. You'll be real surprised.
Oh, and here's the guy that can hit it in that Ray. Yeah, no, you don't want to. You don't want to do that.
You don't want to go to the daiquiri deck and end up in the Ray tank. Oh boy, Kerry Carpenter matches that energy and vaporizes another one. Oh, that fan didn't want that ball. Kerry will take it. It's 5-0. This is more like it.
Inside, four-seam fastball. Kerry pulled it just about one section too much, or that was headed for the Ray tank. That had to feel really good for Kerry Carpenter. Just got the 2 at-bats yesterday, had the single, 1 for 2. And this is why it's so big to have Kerry Carpenter back in the lineup. Lengthens the lineup, but also that one swing of the bat just changes that scoreboard.
His first home run since April the 24th in Cincinnati.
How about back-to-back?
I mean, it feels like New Year's Eve right now for the Tigers. Just that kind of emotion, that kind of feeling.
Smiles.
Yes, smiles. Yes. Yes. That has been missing through the entire month of May. And now Riley Green takes ball 1, but this is an assault on Griffin Jax. And a 5-0 Tigers lead. Riley Green testing the limits of the drop. This is way back, and this is 3 in a row. The Tigers saved them all for June. It's 6-0. Who are these guys?
The calendar flips and the Tigers start flipping the ball into the seats. Boy, a little bit of everything. Dylan Dingler with a sweeper. Kerry Carpenter with a fastball. Riley Green with a cutter. 3 different pitches, same result.
That ball's smoked too, but foul.
Just that cutter, and it didn't quite cut enough. Look at Griffin Jack's reaction. He knows it as soon as it leaves the bat. Like, I can't believe this. Really?
That's strike 3. And mercifully, the first out of the 3rd inning, where the headline is 2 Florida men and Ohio man homer in Florida.
Well, you know what? It started that way yesterday, just with welcoming Kerry Carpenter back, just how everybody around him, it just makes the lineup so much better. And it started off that way. It just looks so good. McGonigal and then Torkelson.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
ABS challenge for Colt Keith. It's presented by T-Mobile, and it is a ball. Everything's coming up Tigers.
Pitch is the ball. Detroit retains.
And then Dylan Dingler with the 2-run homer, and then Carp just having him in the lineup. And then you just have so many people you have to go through. It just took one game for him to get right back on par with it. It's just, there's just so many big swings in that lineup. and it's just showing its head tonight. Once you get past McGonigal, there's a whole bunch of damage just waiting to happen.
You know, one more bat lengthens the lineup so much. Then Gleyber Torres comes back. It's why there are still some people around baseball who do feel like, and it's one night, right? It's one night. But if you do read people who say, hey, the Tigers can jump back in this, this is the kind of inning and start to a game they are envisioning if that were to happen. That's all.
That's right.
In the air to left, Simpson is there. He makes the catch for out number 2.
This is what has been envisioned again with McGonigal getting on base. And then if he doesn't, right behind him is Gleyber Torres. That combination at the top is tough to navigate without one of them getting on base before you come up to those big swingers in Dylan Dingler, Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, Spencer Torkelson, the guys that can really do the damage.
How about this? 6 of Dylan Dingler's 12 home runs now have come with 2 strikes this year.
Hit those bad breaking balls.
Trevor Martin loosening in the Rays bullpen. This is a starting rotation for Tampa Bay that had the 3rd best ERA for a rotation in Major League Baseball. The bullpen has been gettable. The bullpen's 23rd in ERA. 1-1 is hit toward the roof once again by Wencel Perez, and it's eventually caught from third. And Cabanero, what a bunch of blasts. Tigers fans score 2. It's a Baja Blast. Unlock your free 20-ounce Baja Blast by registering now at BajaBlastHomeRuns.com.
I still believe in these guys. You know, that'll never waver. You know, I get to watch all the work that they put in. I get to have 3 guys come and show up at 1 o'clock for a 6:40 game and take live at-bats off me. You know, I think that speaks volumes about who they are because, you know, if I'm playing at 6:40, I don't necessarily know if I want to take an 11 o'clock bus and be at the field for 8 hours before the game starts. But, you know, these guys, it was never really an option. They wanted to do it. You know, when I was asking guys around, they're like, absolutely.
In our Call Sam Best Call Terry Scuba 3 64-pitch simulated game. Today here at the Trop, as you heard, 3 different guys showing up early at the park to take ABs for it. The next step would likely be a rehab start. All of that will be dependent on how his body and the soreness responds in the coming days. As for how it's been on the side while the struggles have been happening, you heard some of it there. He's seen the work that happens behind the scenes and might not be showing up in the win column. Obviously, he knows adjustments need to be made because they're not winning baseball games right now. Well, until tonight at this moment. We came back in 24, he said, and that gives me calm. And when the ship is rocking, it gives everyone else that sense of calm. We've been counted out before, and that's fine. We're counted out right now, back against the wall, and see who we are, see how we fight. They're fighting right now here tonight, guys.
I mean, I love the sentiment. What's inside of that guy, Dan Petrie, is sort of that last dance Michael Jordan mentality. Like, bring it. Let's see who's better.
Yep. He's been so upbeat this entire time since he left and had the surgery.
Ty Madden blitzing people. That's his 3rd strikeout. Here's Tarek Skubal and that sim game that he and Logan were talking about.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're trying to do everything they can to simulate. You say, yeah, there's nobody on at second, but they're just trying to make sure that everything is simulated the best they can in a game where you're just facing your own hitters and get that important ups and downs where you go into the dugout and you rest and then you come back out. But it's been so hard for him, too, to have to pump the brakes because of how good he's felt this entire time.
Sure. By the way, Oliver Dunn is going to hit for Walls here. So Taylor Walls is out of the ball game here in the 3rd. Before any at bat, and Dunn pops it up on the left side of the infield. Kevin McGonigal screamed so everybody in the county could hear it.
I was going to say, it doesn't happen very often, but we could hear Kevin McGonigal up here.
Yes.
Screaming that. Love it. Love it.
Listen in. Colt had no choice with that.
I take charge, and he's got the priority too.
2 down for Yandy Diaz. He doesn't like losing either.
You know,
he's over it.
That's the other thing. Guy that's been in the big leagues, you know, just 2 months, and just.
The fly ball center field. Wencel Perez is back. He's at the track. He fields for the wall. It's not there yet. And the inning's over. 9 in a row retired by Madden. Boom. Tigers have already scored 3 or more runs in this game. So tomorrow, visit a participating Arby's location and get a free small order of curly fries. Who won? You all did. First pitch fouled away by Hao-Yu Lee. Oliver Dunn has come in to play shortstop. No word yet on why Taylor Walls left the ball game. He's not fielded a ball directly in the game.
Just trying to think of that pop up down the left field line.
Yep.
That Caminero caught. I think, you know, I don't know if he was running after, trying to, had a long way to go to try to get over there. And, you know, again, just guessing. That's the only thing I can think of. He didn't make the catch, but ran over there.
There's a line drive to left field. That's carrying as well, but playable for Simpson. The only other one I can think of is on the tag of McKinstry, who stole trying to steal the base. Walls came over and made the tag, but it didn't look like there was anything untoward or wonky there real time.
Nope.
So 1 down for Zemak. Top of the 4th, Tigers hit back-to-back home runs. This is the first 6-run lead for the Tigers since May the 3rd, and it will not increase on this ball, although McKinstry gave it a ride. Cedric Mullins makes the catch for out number 2, but they're not fooling it.
I was going to say, that's still some real hard contact. Ball stung by Hao-Yu Lee, and then right following it back up, Zach McKinstry. I started to say about McGonigal, just how he takes charge. I don't care. 2 months in the league, and he's still. I don't care if I'm a rookie or not. I'm taking charge. Like you said, he doesn't like losing. He plays the game hard.
And you feel like that's never going away. I mean, he's got a little. To me, he's got a little Bryce Harper in him. Like, I'll run through a wall even if you tell me not to run through a wall. Oh, 1. Sweeper down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Chevy's strongest player is Kevin McGonigal. You see an 800 OPS, 30 walks before the start of June. 2 times. 2 times in the last 77 years it's happened.
Yeah, the WAR too. What is he has the?
Depending on who you look at, Baseball Reference is in the top 5, top 10 on Fangraphs.
In all of baseball.
He lost a splinter, and that's out number 3 as Palacios runs underneath it. But the Tigers maintain a 6-0 lead. Tigers fans, memberships for the 2026 season are still available. You can become a 1901 Society member for a partial season. Commit to just 18 games and you'll unlock the best perks like price, location, exclusive member events, priority access to postseason tickets, and more. Visit tigers.com/2026 to start your membership journey today. Hook 'em horns. Ty Madden on the hill facing Jonathan Aranda. And there is ball number 1. Ty's alma mater. The Texas Longhorns are on to the super regional round of the tournament for the College World Series title in Omaha. Texas will take on Oregon. Riku Nishida's alma mater. Not that we need more bad White Sox memories, but Oregon just came up recently. But Ty would love a quiet inning here to maintain this 6-0 cushion for the Tigers. He drops in a slider. Easy does it on 2-0.
And there it is. He doesn't care that it's 6-0 and just saying, I'm going to just buzz a fastball right in there. Continues to pitch.
Two one. On the ground, first base, and foul. 2-2. Jonathan Aranda went to his first All-Star game last year after his first year in minor league baseball. Dan, was 2016. It was a long journey for him to only be a bit part player for a couple of years before he became a star last year. Check swing there. He did go around, strike three, and he gives himself up. The ball kicked away down the third base line, but Aranda decided to wave the white flag. There's one down.
Same pitch, same result as back in the first inning. He's got the same kind of check swing, almost similar.
One down. Richie Palacios clips it foul. Strike one. Ty Madden allowed a double to lead off the game from Yandy Diaz, and nothing else so far.
You know, and nothing phased him either. You know, after Tiger scored the 2 runs and he gives up that double, and you know, it didn't like, oh no, here we go, what's going to happen now? He just settled right in and hasn't looked back. But again, he's just, because that 6-0 lead doesn't mean you just come in and just start throwing pitches right down the middle and let him right back in there. He continues to pitch, changing speeds and shapes.
2-1 on Palacios.
Ty did have one rehab start too, where Casey Mize, before, when he came off, he didn't have one. Ty Madden did. 70 pitches, 4 1/3 innings. But even after he got hit in the forearm with that comebacker, he continued to play catch. He was out playing catch that very next day, but the swelling was just too much for him to make his next start. That's why he had to go on the IL.
Yeah, he wanted to see if he could pitch through it.
Right.
Three-one coming. That's upstairs. It's ball 4. Palacios is on. Caminero coming up, and here's a message from Figer Law.
At Figer Law, every case is personal to us, and we won't stop until we bring home the win. Figer Law, all we do is win.
With Logan Reaver, Dan Petrie, Jason Benetti, our entire wonderful crew here at Tropicana Field, refurbished and ready to go, where the Rays have gone 21-6 to start this season at home, as the Tigers have taken a 6-0 lead off the jump with 3 straight home runs a couple innings ago. And Ty Madden now pitching around a bit of a fog of control the last batter plus. One-0. 2 balls, no strikes. You mentioned the minor league rehab start that Ty Madden had. He's made 7 appearances now in Toledo. Gotta believe Mud Hens tickets are flying off the shelves this year, because every series it's a major league rehabber, or 2, or 3.
And there could be a couple more coming up also.
2-0, hit well center field. Perez is back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Caminero deposits his 14th home run, and they are never out of it in this ballpark.
Yeah, that's the thing about, you walk a guy and then all of a sudden you fall behind 2-0, and you come in with that fastball, especially up to Caminero. That's a ball that's center cut and up. That's the one that he destroys. Hits it to the farthest part of the ballpark and gets him back in the game.
Chandler Simpson carves that ball to left. He has blazing speed and sometimes no restrictor plate on the bases. He's 14 for 22 in steals this year.
Yeah, that's with that kind of speed and to be caught 8 times. It's just, you know, how was that done? And they're going to go out and settle down. Ty Madden. It's always a good time, just to remind him how good he's been. But that's what, again, makes him so tough is you get that big 2-run homer, and then just that, like you said, carved it into left field. Hack and slash a little bit, get some traffic on the bases, and wait for another big one. That's why they're so dangerous.
They've got so many lefties in this lineup, and you take out Walls, who's a switch hitter, but you add the left-hander Dunn. So the last 5 in the order, and 7 of the 9 are lefties against Ty Madden. Simpson at first. Victor Mesa Jr. at the plate, where he's 10 for 49 for his major league career. Young right fielder for Tampa Bay, who's just 24 years old. Simpson does not run, and there is ball 2. Now he peels away, and he'll get there easily. The ball trickles into center field. It clicks off of How You Lee, but he runs it down quickly to make sure that Simpson has to anchor himself at second, and he might have hit his face on the bag.
Or the helmet.
Or the helmet, yeah. Simpson is down holding his hand to his mouth. Kevin Cashner, oh boy. Oh, he is really ripped up.
Yeah, they asked, are you okay? And that's why he was shaking his head. No, I'm not.
Oh boy. It is the helmet, Dan, you're right. It's the helmet that came off and goes rolling away. It bounced right back into his chin.
Yep. Right back.
That is just scary.
You know, and you really, it's not like you can take them off the bench like in hockey and go stitch him back up and put him back in the game. He's got to come out.
Yep. So they have 2 choices, really. Nick Fortes, the backup catcher, but Ben Williamson and our old friend Ryan Valade are the 2 options here. But you lose some immense speed on the bases, and you also lose your left fielder. Now, Ryan Valade is the guy that they told in spring training, like, if you're on this team this year, you're going to play all over the place. Infield, outfield, whatever it might be. And that's exactly the job that he's ended up with. But Valade will come in. So Walls and Simpson have both left the game already tonight for the Rays. Ryan Valade, who played 17 games with the Tigers back in 2024, will pinch run at second base, and it's 2-0 from Madden to Victor Mesa Jr. Who calls for time.
And AJ was just singing the praises of Ryan Valade today, just about how he got his first major league hit as a Tiger in Cleveland, and just what a nice job he's done here in Tampa.
Two and one on Victor Mesa Jr. First career home run in the big leagues for Ryan Valade was as a Tiger. It was just before the All-Star break in 24 against Justin Robleski of the Dodgers. 2-1 as a bunt shown and a ball taken. It's 3-1 with Cedric Mullins on deck, the former Oriole. Tyler Holton is up in the Tigers bullpen. This could be an early day for both relief corps. Took a pass at a fastball, 3-2. There's Florida State's own Tyler Holton. Not as good of a day for Tyler Holton's alma mater. They got knocked out by St. John's. in their own regional in Tallahassee. 3-2 with Valade at second. And that misses. Ball 4. Second walk of the inning, and Mullins will bat. And there's a history here. Cedric Mullins hit the first major league home run off of Ty Madden back in 2024. And A.J. Hinch saw Madden strike him out in the second inning, but no second look for the lefties against Madden. To the bullpen we go. 2 on, 1 out in the fourth in a 6-2 game. Stream Tigers games live with a subscription to Detroit Sportsnet, presented by Bet365. Subscription includes the Tigers all season, the Red Wings starting in the fall. It is subject to national exclusivities. Terms and conditions do apply. Don't miss a minute of the action and subscribe by visiting tigers.com/Detroit Sportsnet. Scan that QR code right now. 2 on, 1 out, fourth inning. Cedric Mullins against our wall side windows pitching change. Tyler Holton, he'll face 3 lefties in a row, Dan.
Yeah, that's what you said. It's a lefty-loaded lineup, and Tigers scored that 6 runs, and A.J. just says, look, I can't afford to let you stay out there. I got to go to the left-hander, and Tyler Holton, who appeared in yesterday's game, threw just 8 pitches, but needs to get some of these lefties out and just keep them right here at 6-2.
Here's also why Tyler needs to get these outs, because you're using him early in this game, which means for that lefty bottom of the order, the 5 through 9 spots, now 6 through 9 with Valade coming in for Simpson, you only have 2 other lefties, DeJesus and Summers, available. And Manuel DeJesus hasn't thrown in more than a week.
10 days, yep. And you got Drew Summers, who's just faced 1 hitter since he's been recalled. It's just a situation where you're hoping he can give you a couple of innings here.
That was a nice curveball sweeper. 2-2 on Mullins, who just could not hold up.
And that's, yeah, need Tyler to come up big here. He's had some outings of stretches where he's been really, really good. Needs to get on one of those heaters again.
Well, that was close. 3 balls, 2 strikes, a sinker that was a tester. Huge pitch in this game in the 4th right now. Valade at second. Mesa Jr. at first. 3-2. Swing and a miss. He swung at ball 4. There are 2 down. That was always going to be the pitch based on the swings he got early in that at bat.
Yeah, just went to that sweeper, but it's tantalizing too. It comes out over the inner part of the plate, looking like, okay, I'm gonna get something to hit right here, and then it just kept sweeping out of the strike zone, but not enough for Mullins to stop. Big out.
They're gonna hit for Fiducia here. Nick Fortes is gonna bat. Wow, I mean, you talk about exhausting so many of your chess pieces early for both teams. Fortes will bat for Fiducia in the 4th, and Fortes takes ball 1. Now, the thing about this is you can kind of tiptoe a little bit around him with the left-hander done next if you wanted to.
And I would, the way things are going, I just would, just say no. I don't want the tying run coming up. Go after him.
I agree, but if
stranger things, have happened.
I'm with you, but if Kevin Cash wants this matchup so badly, there's a reason. 2-0 on Fortes. Swing and a miss. Man, that cutter buckled him. 2-1.
And that's such the important pitch for Tyler Holton. That in on the hands or back foot cutter, just underneath the bat, in that back door cutter outside to the right-handed hitter.
In the air, first base side, Torkelson has room. The Tigers escape more trouble in the 4th. It is 6-2. Our Comerica Bank game summary is the Tigers going after some changeups, Dan.
Well, I tell you, talking about hitting a little bit of everything. The changeup got the big hits going to get that early lead. And then all of a sudden they said, you know what? That's not just the changeup. We'll go to the sweeper for a home run, four-seam fastball for a home run, and then a cutter for a home run. So all the damage on the changeup early, and then 3 different pitches to take that 6-2 lead.
Now ground ball pitcher Trevor Martin is in. Our wall side windows pitching change. He's a ground ball pitcher through 4 games so far this year. Martin facing Dingler, Carpenter, and Green. So the official word on Taylor Walls is left hamstring tightness that knocked him out of the ball game. It was very clear what knocked Chandler Simpson out of the ball game. It looked like he ate one of those Hollywood blood capsules. That was gruesome at second base.
Yeah, it's a good description. Like, yeah, just bit down on something and just coming out. But I just looked at his face, you know, when they were asking if he was okay, and he was just shaking, and you just knew right away they're not going to do that. They're not okay.
1-1 to Dingler. Does he have more in store? Right center and out of here. Dylan Dingler's second home run in as many at-bats. Dylan Dingers for everybody tonight.
How about another breaking ball? Welcome back to the big leagues. Trevor Martin got the cutter on the outside part of the plate and then hammers it to straightaway center field. I mean, both of those are absolute bombs.
First career multi-homer game for Dylan Dingler. Comes at the renovated Tropicana Field. That's a very satisfied Tiger catcher.
And just again, those add-on runs too. Scoring early, and then the big third inning. Then the Rays get a couple back, and then Dylan Dingler just says, okay, I'm going to answer that right away. I think you got a little bit of momentum. I'll put a stop to that.
Second base, really tough hop. Palacios is on it. The retired Carpenter. Look, I get the allure of small ball when you are struggling to score. But the home run ball is everything.
It is.
So many nights the team that hits more home runs wins. I'm sorry to be simplistic. I'm sorry to draw a broad brushstroke. But that's the way it goes in this game. If you're hitting home runs, you're having more fun, and you're probably winning. The White Sox are winning games because they hit homers. That's it.
It is.
That's it.
It is. It's because it's so hard to get hits off of Major League pitching.
It is. Not tonight, but yes, it is. Riley Green to left field. He's 3 for 3. Dingler's 3 for 3.
It's just trying to string multiple hits together to score a run. It's the big swing that does the damage.
It's the third time the Tigers have had 4 homers in a game. It's the first 2 home run games since Riley Green in our nation's capital just before the 4th of July last year. As Torque will stand in. Oh boy. He's going to go to first base. We don't need any more of that.
No.
Oh, pass, thanks.
Just a sinker that just gets away up and in. It just looks extremely bad after you've hit 4 home runs and then just have one leak up and in.
As always, driver comfort is paramount, and the Tigers have 2 on with 1 out here in the 5th. There's a strike to Colt Keith. A 1. Colt takes that. It's a ball and a strike. On the ground, second base, Palacios spins it to second. They'll get one, and that's all. Pass by Dunn to Aranda was not nearly in time, and Riley Green into third. That's not just, by the way, that's not to say I don't enjoy small ball. It's fun to watch. You like when a bunt gets a run home. You feel like you've accomplished something. You like you've picked a lock or something. You know?
I like to watch it, but it's when you're not hitting the ball in the seats. How do you manufacture a run?
That's right. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
You know, but that's when, hey, you're up against a really good pitcher, and you know what? He's being really nasty, and how am I going to somehow get a run across? That's when you have to be able to manufacture a run instead of just trying to wait for a long ball, which, you know, are hard to hit.
Keith runs, throw down to second base is wide. It's a stolen base for Colt Keith, just his second this year. What's amazing about the home run ball, though, is it's like an EpiPen for the offense. You know what I mean? Like, when have we seen Colt Keith be that frisky at first base? But the offense has scored runs, and the Tigers are pushing the envelope, as you said earlier. Or maybe they just had a meeting before the game and they said, we're sick of this.
Right. Let's go. Exactly. That's the way I do, is just push the envelope, pedal to the metal. I mean, you can't be reckless and just reckless abandon, but be aggressive.
I'm for recklessness sometimes. Try and break it. I get what you're saying, though. There's strike three, and the inning's over. Dylan Dingler, 2 bombs already. We're through 4.5 only. Why are you smiling so much? 7 runs did it for you. Grayson Clothiers is the official wardrobe provider of Dan Petrie and myself.
What's the name of this? What's the name of this shirt?
We have names for all the shirts. This one we call Grandma's Napkin.
So I think you named it too. I think.
Why are you blowing me up on it?
No, I think you did.
I did, because it reminds me of Grandma Mema from Seinfeld.
Yes.
Right, and the episode with the mutton.
Great one.
And the napkin. Yeah, so that's what we call this one. But they're very nice shirts.
They are very comfortable. We were each looking at each other and admiring how good the shirts looked on us.
Yeah, we're very modest in this booth. It's a really wonderful thing. There's a breaking ball outside to Dunn. 2 balls and a strike to the 9-hitter for the Rays. You used to be so straight-laced.
What?
And now you never know what's going to come out of your mouth, and I love this version of you.
No,
I will say.
But I like when we were sitting in the booth naming these shirts. I got to name one, and my wife says, "How in the world did you come up with that?"
Which one did you name? I don't remember.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. That's right. Purple Rain.
Mark Isofano, our director, said blue.
2-2 is a tapper, third base side of the mound. Holden has to go over to grab it and throw to first in time. Dunn is out. Tyler Holton showing that two-way player stuff from Florida State. Kevin Cash says, hang on a sec. Hang on. Okay. We're good.
Yeah, what a play. That's a tough play for a left-hander to be able to go over to that third base line like that and then spin around and throw a strike. Just able to nab him and get that important first out of the inning.
That's our All-State good hands replay from Tyler Holton as he throws the first pitch here to Yandy Diaz. And it's 1-0. Oh, look, Yandy Diaz has a base hit. He is, I got to tell you, he's one of my favorite players to watch in Major League Baseball on an opposing team, because all that dude does is hit.
Yeah, we've got the same taste. I know you mentioned that earlier, and I'm like, yep. I mean, just the way he just mashes, hits the ball so hard. Won a batting title, what was a couple years ago.
Yeah. I mean, he's always willing to tinker, but he has his way of doing things as well. For his career, and that batting title you're talking about was in 23.
23, yeah, just a couple, yep.
But for his career, the league pull side air fly ball rate, you know where the home runs are, is 16% and change. He's half of that. He's at 8%. But there was a couple of years ago, at the beginning of the season, they said, we just got to have you hit the ball in the air more. And he tried it, and he did it for a while. And it was that year in 23, as I recall, he started strong. And he'll hit the ball in the air some. But he is your prototypical line drive hitter. And sometimes he hits ground balls that get through. He does it all, though.
And that's the thing. They're talking about him on pace to hit like 31 home runs or something like that. And he's like, that might be a little much for me. You know, trying not to get too ahead of himself. Just let me do what I do. Let's see how many I run into. One of the other things is just him signing a long-term contract, but they don't hand out very often here in Tampa.
No.
And I think they recognize that we got a good one here, and we want this cat around.
I mean, he walks a ton as well. Multiple years, 3 years here, he's had an on-base percentage over 400.
I wouldn't want to pitch to him either. I mean,
no thanks.
Yeah.
3-2 on Aranda. On the ground up the middle. Lee flags it down. Glove flip. No way. Yes, sir. Double play. Sleight of hand from Hao-Yu Lee.
Boy, isn't that such a... But that ball's flying up the middle. But how about that glove work from Hao-Yu Lee to get to the ball and to flip it, and Tyler Holton saying, yes, sir. Big outs from Tyler Holton. Be at Comerica Park on Friday when your Tigers take on the Seattle Mariners. Be one of the first through the gates, and you'll receive a printed sun hat presented by National Coney Island. It's the giveaway everyone's talking about. Visit tigers.com/giveaways to learn more. No grandma's napkin shirt.
No, it's not.
But a sun hat.
These are going to start flying off the shelves at the Grayson store over on Woodward, by the way, because you just called it grandma's napkin on the air. And Purple Rain's going to fly off the shelves, too. Do they have Tiger stuff in stock now? Somebody's got to go check that out and report back to us, because I heard they were going to order some Tiger stuff. But we haven't been home in a little while, so I don't know if they have it yet.
Yeah.
At the Grayson store.
But I know there's going to be sun hats on Friday.
Sun hats on Friday.
I do know that. Yeah. Got my eyes all over them.
Sounds like a new Steinbeck novel. Sun hats on Friday. 0-2 for Hao-Yu Lee, who just put together a nifty glove flip to start a double play. Maybe the best play we've seen him make defensively.
He's had a couple of those glove flips. But just the speed of the ball, it was gathering speed as he got up to it, able to cut it off, and then that flip, perfectly flipped.
Now a fly ball to right field. That's well struck. Deep toward the wall. It is up, and I believe that hit the top. He's going to race for third and head over to the bag. Now the umpires signal home run. It did come back in, but left over the yellow line for a home run for the Tigers one more time. That's homer number 5 here in the top of the 6th only. Thought it might have cleared in real time. Something fell from above that yellow line. And we'll see, yeah, it knocked something out of a fan's hand, it looked like. And that is a home run.
And Hao-Yu Lee just showing his strength. He just swings so hard, got that four-seam fastball out over the plate, got underneath it, and just bolted it into right field.
He wasn't going to mess around, though. He was sprinting around second base because he didn't know either.
Yeah, you could see that as soon as he got to second base, he was sprinting, and then the umpire started circling, giving the home run side, and that's when he cut it down.
This to first, and Aranda for out number 1.
Yeah, he knows he got it good, though.
But he's not sure if it's gone, so he's just going to go ahead and put it in high gear. And then as he goes by the second base umpire, Dan Merzal, he sees the signal. the first 5 home run game for the Tigers since last June in Chicago against the White Sox. McGonigal takes a splitter, but no challenge. It looked like it might have been a strike.
What is that 5 home run game? Is that the
Carpenter 3 home run game? I think so.
Yeah.
Tigers coming into this game had 51 home runs in 2 months and a couple days with the season starting in March. 51 homers. Today they have a 10th of their season total, and they'd like some more. This one's not leaving unless it hits one of those catwalks. It is caught by Mullins, and there are 2 away. Again, just when you think you know the trajectory of a Tigers team over the past 3 seasons, they say think again. And it's just for one night. But again, this is why when writers talk about the Tigers and you look at the playoff odds, right, there's still better odds than you would expect for the record. They're not good. They're not good. They're like 10%. But you play like this for a couple weeks and people are going to be like, well, maybe we were wrong. But you got to do it for a couple weeks.
And that's why I just think AJ just stays grounded too. He'll say, yeah, I'm really happy, you know, and we're going to celebrate. Hopefully the Tigers go on and win this game, you know, and then they'll get ready for tomorrow. Let's not talk about, you know, what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks. Let's talk about tomorrow and coming and trying to do the same thing again tomorrow.
Dylan Dingler bidding for right center again. This one stays in the park. His first out of the game. Hao Yu Lee loves a home run. I mean, that was his first one. He was absolutely amped. This one, he didn't know. Can't yell until you know it's gone. Now he does.
Morning.
Head to Comerica Park this weekend to see the Tigers take on the Seattle Mariners. It's a 2025 ALDS rematch you're not going to want to miss. Tickets start at just $35. Go to tigers.com/tickets and get yours today. Those are the first place Mariners, the only team over 500 in the AL West, as Brennan Hanafy is in for this home 6th for the Tampa Bay Rays. And he'll face a lefty and 2 righties, our Wallside Windows pitching change.
Boy, Brendan Hanafy's getting a lot of work, so it must mean that they're trusting him. Had those 3 appearances in a row, which they don't like to do. Then he had a couple days off, well-deserved days off. He was feeling it from those 3 appearances, and now 2 days in a row, he's asked to come out again. It's 5 appearances in a week.
Yeah, 8 pitches yesterday as he misses outside there. So this is the best pocket for Hanafy in the lineup because you have Valade in for Chandler Simpson as a right-hander. So you get the 1 lefty, then Caminero the righty. Well, crossfire inside there, 3-1 on Palacios. But generally, A.J. Hinch likes to pair Hanafy up with some right-handers.
Yeah, he does. Just the numbers have been tilted in the left-hander's favor.
And you see there, it is a leadoff walk for Palacios. Let's get a message from your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers.
Now during employee pricing for everyone, get $10,002 in savings on the 2026 F-150 XLT 4x4. See your Southeast Michigan Ford dealer today.
Junior Caminero batting with Palacios at first. That's the 3rd walk for Tampa Bay tonight, and there is ball number 1. And an 8-2 lead for the Tigers. Nobody out in the 6th. Outside as well, so he missed inside a couple of times to Palacios, and he's missed twice now away to Caminero. A lot of glove side miss here,
and that's a couple of sliders that, you know, he doesn't throw a lot, but to your point from earlier in the game, just the damage that Caminero does on fastballs. Yeah, but it's Hanafy's best pitch. And it's just like you can't really shy away from throwing your best pitch when it's located like that. Down and in with that good sinking action. It's the one that's elevated that Caminero likes.
He'll take down there. You don't want to give them a chance to feel like they're back in it.
No, and that's why I think Drew Summers is loosening for the Tigers.
Very quickly in that left field bullpen. That's a strike. He's going to challenge on his way out of the batter's box. It's presented by Figer Law.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
Certified attorney Dan Bellino is being challenged, and it is ball 4.
Pitch is the ball. Tampa retains.
Objection sustained. It's a Caminero walk, and there are 2 on with nobody out.
Yep, not what you'd expect from Brennan Hanafy, and again, just Chris Fetter just going out just to calm them down. Those words that pitching coach and pitcher, just you got to know each and every one of them, what to say, how to reel them back in. Everyone is different. You got to say different things to each pitcher because of their different personalities. Pats them on the back, says, "Come on, you can get this. Hit a ground ball."
Well, it's Summers for Mesa after Valade here. You would imagine this is the last batter for Hanafy unless he gets a double play.
Right.
Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah. Yep. But even then, you know, it's just like AJ just doesn't want to leave anything to chance. And oh, I should have made the move. He's just convinced, and when he settles on an idea, he's going with it.
Valade takes a strike.
And so many times right after Chris Fetter makes that trip out there, whispers in right and said the right thing.
Ball and a strike on Ryan Valade, former 2nd-round pick of the Colorado Rockies 9 years ago out of bucolic Stillwater, Oklahoma. 1-1. Valade tomahawks it way back there in the left field. It's a brand new ball game. Oh boy, off the facade of the second tank. It is 8-5 with nobody out in the 6th. Before the lights came back on, A.J. Hinch was out of the dugout.
Boy, but here's the slider that he doesn't throw that often, and it's just one of those spinners, center cut. I don't know if I've ever seen, I don't know about you, but that's the farthest ball I've seen hit. That ball was absolutely destroyed.
In this ballpark? Oh, baby.
Look at where this hits. Off of that catwalk out there above that bleacher area.
That's
in
wild.
left field. Wow.
4th home run for Valade of his career makes it 8-5. First pitch from Drew Summers was inside, ball 1. He is on with still 12 outs to get in this game. Summers replaces Brennan Hanafy, who walked 2 and gave up a 3-run homer to Wolfside Windows pitching change. The ground ball first base side of the mound. Summers puts down the barricade and gets the out on Victor Mesa Jr. 1 away.
And Drew last pitched on Thursday, just a one-hitter with that strikeout. And one of the things he's trying to do is just to be more relaxed this time around. Last time he came up last year and just was kind of all over the place. Just the nerves were showing, so he's really trying to be more relaxed. They do want to see more change-ups from Summers, probably more to the right-handers than to the left-handers.
He was originally a Tampa Bay Rays draft pick in 2022. He came over before spring training of last year in 2025 for Mason Englert in a 1-for-1 trade. And then, as you said, Dan, made his debut last year, back in August, against Kansas City Royals. It's fouled away. It's 1-2 on Mullins.
You can see why he'd be difficult for left-handers. Talked a lot about recently opponents' left-handers, just how that crossfire action, almost starting behind the left-handed hitters.
Yeah, Mullins did not have a good time with Tyler Holton and his breaking ball in the fourth.
Yeah, I was going to say, just right here, 2-2, if you can land one of those sweepers.
Came in with a fastball.
You can see 95, too, with that good sinking action in on his hands.
Cantus Cedric, a grassroots movement. Starts on 2-2. He lays off the breaking ball, at least this time, 3-2.
Yeah, just ball out of hand. Tyler's started right at Cedric Mullin and gave him something to think about. That was just a ball right out of hand, and he can see it.
3-2. Mullins goes down to get a sinker and floated foul. Pitch number 8 of the sequence is ball 4. Man, oh man. Nick Fortes is going to hit. He came in against the left-hander Tyler Holton with 2 on in the fourth. And this is a huge spot for Fortes with the 9-hitter done next.
This is again where Drew's got to just be, again, more relaxed. Let your natural ability and your stuff take over.
Fortes jumps out of the way of ball 1. Action starting again in the Tigers bullpen as Drew Summers gets erratic.
Finnegan.
Kyle Finnegan is up. Two and 0. In there, a strike. It's the 6th. It feels like the 16th.
It's just used to sitting on pins and needles.
2-1. Hard hit, just foul. You're going to have to face the top of the lineup once, maybe twice for Tampa Bay. This is a tenuous lead at best. Ryan Valade's 3-run homer 3 batters ago has put us here. 2-2 on Fortes. He fouls it away. Summers looking for that put away pitch. We need a Seals and Crofts here. We need a Summers breeze to make everyone feel fine.
And that's why he's trying to throw that 4-seam. I just, in talking to him coming up, and he has not dropped a changeup in that I can remember. He told me that he wants to throw more of them.
Back to the fastball.
And it's just like they haven't seen it. But you haven't thrown it. You have enough confidence in, and then go to 3-2.
You tried it.
Yeah.
Exactly as you said.
Just figured that it was going to come out eventually. But that's the thing, is now you go to 3-2 and you got to throw a strike.
Mullins at first. He's got very good speed. 3-2 to Fortes. Summers home. It's a chopper back to the mound. Summers And he sets, he fires, and there is out number 2. Mullins to second.
Boy, another good job by Drew Summers just to stay relaxed, charging that ball and then spinning around and just making that good, accurate throw. You can see that one just firing down the right field line.
Now 2 moves here. Ben Williamson's going to hit, and A.J. Hinch is going to go get Kyle Finnegan. Williamson is the last guy off the bench for Kevin Cash. He has used his 4-man bench already. A.J. Hinch now is using his 4th reliever. So this is knight to E6 and then rook to A2. Finnegan coming in a 3-run game. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Wallside Windows, local and family owned, celebrating 82 years as Michigan's leader in replacement windows. By your Metro Detroit Buick GMC dealers, and by Figer Law. All we do is win. Well, it's been a heart-pounding evening here in Tampa. 8-5, the Tigers have the lead. Kyle Finnegan, our Wallside Windows pitching change, and A.J. Hinch is dumping out the bullpen.
He is, and he's going to need some length from Kyle Finnegan here.
He'll face Ben Williamson. First pitch to Williamson is ball 1. Second-round pick of the Mariners just 3 years ago, who was part of that 3-team deal that got Brendan Donovan to Seattle before the season. It ended with Williamson playing here with the Rays. That's ball 2 from Kyle, whose walk rate is up this year. And if you walk Williamson, Yandy Diaz is the tying run coming up.
Yeah, just that last pitch, you could just see Kyle Finnegan look back at his landing foot.
That's our CNL board on deck hitter Yandy Diaz. 2-1 from Finnegan. You get so many pitchers on the mound already in the game. The landing area has changed.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you get those warm-up tosses, and you're trying to make sure that your foot lands exactly where you want, or you might have to shift on the rubber just slightly.
That's in the dirt. So Finnegan is the 5th Tigers pitcher. The Rays use Griffin Jacks and then Trevor Martin, and that's it so far. It's 7 pitchers to this point.
There, you can just see there, and he tries to dig it out, but then position yourself on the rubber to give yourself a nice flat area to land.
Williamson didn't take a swing on a fastball for a strike. 3-2. Tigers have 4 pitchers left in the bullpen as Ricky Vanasco got optioned for Ty Madden before the game today. 3-2. On the ground to shortstop. This is playable. It's McGonigal, and the inning is over. Rays get 3, no more. It's 8-5. A.J. Hinch is trying to do anything to get to the checkered flag here. It's 8-5 after 6. He's used Kyle Finnegan already in the 6th inning to get a final out that Drew Summers was unable to get. So now Vest, Anderson, Brisky, and DeJesus are available, but Drew Anderson's thrown 35 pitches over the last 3 days in the White Sox series.
Yeah, it would be 3 out of 4, which is something that they generally do not like to do.
Yeah. Now you're in the category of add-on runs again.
It absolutely. You know, just when you start getting comfortable and then they come back and it's big again. But you got two of the big boppers up back-to-back here. It's right-hander Martin.
1-1 coming. It's off the plate away. 2-1 to Kerry Carpenter, who had his first home run since April the 24th in the 3rd inning. He's about 100 miles away from his hometown of Eustis, Florida. 2-1. He watched it the whole way. 2-2. The thing is, the Rays have the top of the order coming in the 7th. Diaz Aranda, and Palacios. And it's going to be Finnegan.
It is. And like you said, you got to get them quickly just so they don't have that chance to flip that order in the 9th inning.
2-2. Lined over second into right, kicking up Beach on the way to the right fielder, Victor Mesa Jr. Carries 2 for 4.
He goes down and gets a split finger, and he threw a previous one, and it just a little bit looked like he slows his arm up just a tad on that split finger. I don't know if Kerry recognized something, but just able to go down and get that and shoot it into right field.
Regardless, he was on it, as you get a Bet365 odds update for Riley Green with a runner on and a 3-for-3 night under his wings so far. Very precise odds for that 4th hit. You know somebody's really paying attention when it's -172.
And a triple away from the cycle.
Love a good cycle.
Another guy, lots of family here, I'm sure, in the ballpark.
He's ahead 3-0. I wouldn't mind him taking a big risk.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You and I are both thinking carnage right now.
I'm thinking, boy, if he throws that 4-seamer right down the middle, a big swing.
He wasn't going to do that. It's ball 4 high. 2 on, nobody out for Torque.
Boy, this is exactly what you want to see, too, after they get a little back into 8-5 and just saying, you know what, let's get a couple guys on right out of the chute.
Kyle Snyder moseys out to the mound. This probably leads the league in mound visits tonight of all the games going on. And we get a message from Rally House, Michigan.
The season starts at Rally House. From jerseys and hats to tumblers for game day, it's where outrageous selection meets every fan's style.
Logan Reaver is downstairs. Dan Petrie, Jason Benetti upstairs. Jason Disick, Mark Isofano, and our entire crew downstairs in the truck at the lovely new Tropicana Field as we are serenaded by Tom Jones with an "It's Not Unusual," but sad to say, Tom, you're wrong. Everything's been unusual tonight.
Oh, how about another one? Torque wants to get in the action here.
Tigers have 5 home runs tonight. First one is a strike. Torque got plunked in the elbow in the 5th, right on that lead guard. Boy, at second base, Palacios is as close to being illegal defensively as you can get.
Is he kind of touching over there on the shortstop side?
He's very, very close, and it's when the ball's delivered. So if he sets up at all closer to shortstop, no, he backs up as that ball is away. It's 2-1, but you know, we haven't seen much of that since the rule came out. But if he's behind the bag, that ends up being a violation.
Yeah, you just don't. And we know how much they pay attention to it too, unless somebody points it out.
Yeah. 2-1. Torque hits it in the air for right center field. Mesa on the run. He makes the catch. And there's one away. So now Colt Keith, who's hit the ball in the air, on the ground, and then once struck out so far tonight. This one on the ground as well to the mound, and Martin sprints to the bag. He's got out number 2. Carpenter and Green advance, and Wenzel Perez will be charged with trying to get a couple of runs home with a base hit.
Well done by Martin too. Just field that yourself. Aranda goes over just in case the ball gets by Martin. He's over there and he just grabs it and just takes it himself.
This could be a pivotal at bat in the game. The Rays have the top of the order coming in the bottom of the 7th. Wenzel Perez looking for his first hit tonight. High in the air, left field. Ryan Valade makes the catch. He is the reason this is an 8-5 game at the Figer Law 7th inning stretch. Take a look at the upcoming schedule brought to you by Bet365. 2 more here in Tampa, then 6 at home, then to the Guardians and the Astros for 6 before the White Sox come calling. That's our Bet365 upcoming schedule. And upcoming here in the 7th, Tampa Bay's top of the order, including Yandy Diaz, who's got 2 hits. Diaz, Aranda, and Palacios against Kyle Finnegan. First one is a big chopper towards second base. It gets by both Lee and McGonigal. Lee knew he had to rush it. Diaz was coming down the line. He doesn't run great. And Hao-Yu Lee could not flag it down.
Boy, just, I mean, perfectly placed right over Kyle Finnegan's head. Had the base to deal with, trying to dodge the base with his feet and pick the ball at the same time, and then just got right in front, crossed right in front of Kevin McGonigal.
I think he had more time than he thought, though.
Probably.
Dan. Here's Aranda. Ball 1. It just felt like a second hop was playable. Yandy Diaz does not run very well. But
instead of cutting across to go back.
Yes.
And we've seen him make those good strong throws. Just you have to make your mind up in that split second.
That's a strike that hovers over the inside corner. 1-1 to Aranda, who rolled into a double play in the 5th. Ball 2.
Aranda's smiling because he was getting ready to challenge.
Yeah.
You know, like, wait a minute, I thought you were going to call it a strike. That's why I reached up, and he's smiling like, oh, okay, I don't have to challenge.
2-1. Swing and a miss on that splitter, that gravity-defying splitter.
We had a little slider action to it too. Had that drop and then also just a little bit of cutting action.
Kind of hovers there for a little bit, then takes itself away. Two and 2. Ball 3. The Rays walked 3 times in the 6th. They walked twice in the 4th.
See how he feels about dropping another split finger in there.
3-2. There it is. Strike 3, 1 away. Good call, Dan.
Well, you know what? He just executed it perfectly like the previous one he threw. Threw it in that same spot. And he's just had that same problem on the sliders where he check swing and struck out in his first 2 at-bats. And that time he didn't check swing, swung all the way through it, but breaking pitches or the split finger down in that same location for all 3 strikeouts.
Now Palacios twists one foul, strike 1. This is the most difficult team to get to swing and miss at a pitch on the whole in all of Major League Baseball. 0-1. Off the plate away. Ball 1 to Palacios, who's walked and scored twice on the home runs by Caminero and Valade. Those are the two batters next, Caminero and Valade. 1-1 to Palacios. 2-1 on Richie Palacios, former third-round pick of Cleveland. He's now in year number 3 with Tampa Bay. Two-one. Ball 3 to Palacios.
Missed the same kind of arm side with both of those, where he finished them off to Aranda, really got through them, just kind of quit on those, missing just up and away.
Diaz at first. 3-1. He went up to go foul that away, and he staggered himself.
Boy, that just looks like a good live fastball too.
I wonder, would you go back there, or would you turn to the splitter?
I don't think so. It just depends on how much confidence he has in that splitter. But just the way that those other two were, I mean, you're worried about throwing the same location. I think I might go right back to that fastball again.
3-2 on Palacios. On the ground, second base, Lee. Turn, double play from McGonigal to Torkelson. Inning over, Finnegan gets the bouncer he needed.
Boy, a couple of big pitches, 3-2, one for a strikeout and one for a big double play. Time for StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. And how you leave sprint speed when you're not quite sure it's a home run. You get out of the box pretty quick, 28.2 feet per second. And then when you get to second base and you see the umpire give the home run sign, you kind of shut it down a little bit. And just about 18 feet per second from second to home.
That was some of your best work. Cole Sulser is on for Tampa Bay. Tigers got a huge double play from Kyle Finnegan. 4-6-3 to end the bottom of the 7th. Our wall side windows pitching change is the very well-traveled Sulser.
Yeah, spent some time on the IL, just reinstated on Saturday with a low back strain.
Gives up a fly ball center field and a base hit. Hao Yu Lee can slow down a little sooner this time. It's a knock to lead off the 8th.
It's a good way to start, right off the hands, and just we talked about how strong he was to hit that ball out to right field for his home run, and just shows how strong he is muscling that into center field. Get off me, ball.
Here's a bunt, third base side, Caminero. Tigers have had the leadoff man on in 6 of 8 innings tonight. Even that is a change, Dan. Just creating pressure from Jump Street.
It is. It's so important, but you don't know if, again, just trying to add on runs. Very rarely do you see a sacrifice bunt. You don't know if Zach McKinstry didn't do it on his own, or if they want to try to move him up with Kevin McGonigal at the plate trying to steal another run.
One of the things you look at, I think the new age major league manager will look at to have it at his disposal is the whiff rate of the pitcher you're talking about, right? So if you see somebody who's getting swing and miss like 35% of the time, maybe you don't do that because you're afraid of a couple of strikeouts and the inning's over. Here you've got Sulser, who's good but not great. 21% swing and miss. So you're expecting more contact. Again, don't know if that was Zach on his own. But here is some contact in the air for center field to the warning track for McGonigal. That will move Hao Yu Lee to third.
And I understand too, but I think it's also just who's at the plate and Kevin McGonigal.
Yep.
And you're saying, you know what, this guy, I mean, I've got one of my best hitters at the plate, and he's done it all season long. if I can get him into scoring position, I'm going to take a shot just because of that guy right there has got a good shot at driving in a run.
That is a big part of it as well. Dylan Dingler has 2 homers, and he takes a ball that nips at his fingertips.
Yeah, get out of the way.
Used a full body there. Fortes knocks it down somehow, some way.
What a block that was. I mean, just throwing your body at it. That was no easy one. That hit well out in front. Right out in front of that plate and just threw that right shoulder at it. Man, what a stop.
Keeps Lee at third for now. 2-0 on Dingler, and Dylan takes a strike. 2-1. Boy, if that trickles a little bit further forward, there's nobody at the plate, and Lee could have had a chance to think about coming home. Instead, he's at third with 2 outs still.
You know, just thinking about with Kerry Carpenter right behind him, you know, you're thinking, the guy on the on-deck circle, you know who that is, and you're saying, I've got to go right after Dylan Dingler, and he's going to get some good pitches to hit. And he's done it tonight with those 2 home runs.
Yeah, just some protection in the lineup for each other.
Yeah, surrounding each other.
2-2. That ball's crushed in the air, left center field. Did he do it again? Just short on a hop, coming back in. And Dylan Dingler throttles down at second base with his 4th hit tonight. 9-5 Tigers here in the 8th.
Well, the Rays got tired of Dylan Dingler smashing sliders and sweepers, so they went to the 4-seam fastball. Again, they know who's on deck, looking over there at Kerry Carpenter and said, I'm going to challenge him with the 4-seam fastball. Dylan Dingler hammers it again. It's at his 4th RBI of the night.
4 driven in, 3 runs scored, 4 hits. Now Kerry Carpenter, who's working on a 2-hit night of his own. He takes in the dirt, ball 1. That's a huge run because all the momentum felt like, hi Logan, felt like it was, Logan, I don't know if anybody could hear that. Maybe it was just us. 1-0. Swing and a miss. On the ground, third base side. Oh yeah, that's a thing of beauty, a little piece of art from Kerry Carpenter. He ends up at second base.
Oh, what a thing of beauty.
After the way May went, that's basically the Mona Lisa.
Kerry Carpenter, look at him smiling. I'll take it. Wait a minute. You hammered one in the seats and then squibbed that changeup right up the end of the bat. Perfectly placed. Look at the spin on that thing. Oh my goodness. Right off the end of the bat, just cued perfectly.
What a night for Kerry Carpenter here at home. 3 hits. He'll leave for Matt Vierling pinch running, but the Tigers have 10 runs for the first time since mid-April in that 10-9 win over Kansas City. That walk-off from Colt Keith. Another one hopper. I mean, Fortes should get overtime for the 8th inning here.
Boy, not easy by any means, but a little bit easier because it was directly at him than that other one that was over in the other batter's box where he had to throw his right shoulder at it. Those are not easy by any means. It's almost like when they do drills with those catchers, don't give them a glove. They just have to get out there and just move their body at it and just throw their body around. That's what he's got on display there.
There's a swing and a miss, strike 3. The Tigers are offering body blow after body blow at the plate tonight. 5 home runs, couple of doubles back to back here in the 8th. It's good to smile every once in a while after the way it went in May. 10-5 Tigers. Tigers baseball on Detroit Sportsnet is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Trusted banking for 175 years by your local Toyota dealer. For all Toyota offers, visit Toyota.com. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Tampa St. Pete tonight. Home of 10 runs for the Tigers. Our Wallside Windows pitching change is Bo Brisky. Dan?
Yeah, this is, boy, a good spot for Bo Brisky, an arm that you need big time. Last time out, got roughed up a little bit against Chicago, but they're going right back to him. Did pitch an inning and a third, gave up a couple of home runs, but did have 3 strikeouts. So he's just kind of finding his way back in. The stuff, the 4-seam, the sinker, slider, and changeup.
30 pitches 2 days ago is a hefty total.
Coming right off,
yeah.
And hadn't pitched, I think, in about 5 days too.
He's 2-0 on his launch foul by Caminero, who looked like an Olympian stumbling out of the 100-meter blocks
On maybe a false start.
False start. Yeah. The folks at home didn't get to see the starter pistol that you remind me, which is nice. 2-1. Ball 3.
I did something else at the end of that inning, I think, too.
Yeah, you did. You're fired up tonight. The 10 runs makes you feel
I think
good.
so, yeah. You know, it's one of those ones where it's been so long and you're just nip and tuck, and it's been an exciting game.
Let's not have it be more exciting. Do you agree with that?
I would wholeheartily agree.
Yeah. Leadoff walk to Caminero. That is the 6th walk tonight for Tampa Bay. Now Ryan Valade will bat. Matt Bierling is in left, by the way. We don't need this game to get any dirtier.
No, it's that same spot Kyle Finnegan had to dig out and get just perfect. And then after he dug that out and got perfect, he turned in an inning and a third of scoreless baseball. Hopefully Bo Brisky can do the same thing, at least to shut down 8th inning.
Valade's 3-run homer infused some hope into the Rays in the 6th. It was 8-2, and suddenly it was 8-5. Now 10-5 as the Tigers tacked on a pair against Cole Sulzer in the top of this inning. 1-0. It's 2-0. So the 3 left in the bullpen for A.J. Hinch are Drew Anderson, Will Vest, and Manuel De Jesus. You figure Anderson is down. So 2 really available. And so, you know, you would imagine Will Vest could go more than an inning, but not ideal to have him go much more than an inning.
You know, it's just, it just doesn't set up well because your adrenaline's flowing, then you have to shut it down and go back in.
That's a strike and a challenge coming from Valade.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
I think that was more of an aspirational challenge.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. That was like, we have 2, might as well use it.
Remaining.
And the call is confirmed. It's 2-2 on Valade.
Just those relievers will tell you too that they have all that adrenaline going. They get that out, then they got to go back in the dugout and they relax a little bit. It's hard to recreate that adrenaline.
And so, the more outs Brisky can get, the better it sets up for a Will Vest, hopefully not save situation, but final 3 outs. 3-2 from Bo to Ryan Valade. Caminero at first. Valade pumps it foul right side. Two hit in the air for right field by Valade. McKinstry is there, and there is one down in the 8th.
Yeah, just enough on that 4th seam fastball to get in on the hands, make it a little bit late to pop that into right field.
The 1 down, 1 on for Victor Mesa Jr., who walked in the 4th, but kept 2 on the infield surrounding it. Missed that fastball by a bunch. 0-1.
I was going to say, it looks like it's popping right by, though. Again, just Valade looked like he was on it, but had enough mustard on it to get in on him a little bit. That looked like it was by him.
Oh, 1. Foul just under Dan Dickerson and Bobby Scales to our left. The Tigers radio booth.
Another good fastball, seemed to be just behind it slightly.
Now, do you think he's ready for it? Do you think he's caught up to it now? Would you go away from it, or do those swings make you want to do it again?
I would stay with it. I don't think he wants to go to the changeup.
2-seam fastball.
Yep, and that's okay. You know, that just puts a little bit of a wrinkle in on it. Sometimes he actually throws that one a little bit harder than the 4-seamer.
One, 2. There's your changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now he's got some options here on 2-2. He can go back to the fastball if he wants.
Yeah, he showed him that changeup. You could drop one in now just because it missed so badly. You could say, you know, if you had confidence in throwing it for a strike, because Messa's thinking that he's not going to give me another one. But I just don't know with his control that you want to stick with that fastball.
2-2 heater faded. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3rd straight 3-ball count for the Rays to open the 8th. Cedric Mullins on deck. The Rays have used their entire bench, twice because of injury, twice on their own volition. 3-2. Caminero at first. That's high. It's ball 4. 2 on, 1 out. 7th walk for Tampa Bay, and Mullins will bat. Chris Fetter out of the dugout once again.
Another, yep. You know, you said it with Kyle Snyder going out a couple of times, 3 times, and Chris Fetter's worn a path out there tonight too.
With Chris Fetter out there, let's get a message from Figer Law as the bullpen starts to work.
If you've been injured in a trucking accident, make Figer Law your first call. Figer Law. All we do is win. All we do is win.
2 on, 1 out, and there is Will Vest. So as we talked about at the beginning of the inning, right? He might have to come in for more than an inning in case of emergency break glass, and that is, it looks like, the track he's on.
And the importance of those add-on runs, those 2 runs that the Tigers picked up, the top half of this inning, I mean, get you a little bit more margin for error, but you called it earlier in the game about the top of the order lurking again in the 9th inning.
Strike 1 to Mullins. Yeah, this is the 7-hitter, so Yandy Diaz is going to hit one way or the other, unless somehow these 2 guys get picked off. 0-1. And the dirt kicking away, not worth the risk for Mesa or Caminero to move.
And here's the thing, too, just the bad misses with the changeups to the lefties. I mean, I think you can almost kind of eliminate it now and just look for the four-seam fastball. But every four-seam fastball that he's thrown, it just seems like the Rays hitters have been late.
It's a good point, Dan. 1-1. There's a fastball away, 2-1. But especially in a disadvantaged count for Bo, if they know it's a fastball, look out.
I know. And Cedric Mullins has good power.
Two-1. Mullins loads up. He was getting ready to swing at a fastball, and that wasn't close. It's 3-1 to Cedric Mullins. So 4 straight 3-ball counts in the 8th inning. Chant of ball 4 starts around Tropicana Field. Instead, it's strike 2 on another fastball.
Boy, and they're not catching up to it. And I'm sure that's what Chris Fetter had, the message that was delivered. It's just he's got to just land them.
3-2. 2 on, 1 out. 5-run game in the 8th. Charred foul back to the net again. He'll see a 7th pitch.
Just keep challenging him. Yep, there's nothing tricky about this now.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, 5 of 1 fastball, 1 of the other. Three and 2. He missed. The bases are loaded for Fortes, the catcher. And here comes A.J. Hinch once again. This will be the 7th pitcher used by the Tigers tonight. DeJesus and Anderson are only remaining as Will Vest walks in after this. Ball side windows pitching change. Will Vest is thrown right into the oven. Bases loaded. Nick Fortes the batter, 1 out for Tampa Bay in the 8th, where the Rays are 21-6 at Tropicana Field. This place is ready to get lit up. Will Vest trying to use the dimmer switch. First pitch clipped foul, strike 1.
Will pitched a really good solid inning Friday in Chicago, and tasked right here of just coming in and attacking the Rays hitters, and he does right there to get strike 1.
Ball and a strike on Fortes. The Rays do not have a bench remaining. They've used all 4. 2 for injury and 2 for either a pinch hit or a defensive substitution. Ground ball, third base side. That is fair. It's a fair ball past Colt Keith. 1 is in. Throw into third is not in time. It's 10-7. And the Rays are right back in it. Mullins slides into third. Fortes behind the play into second. Colt Keith could not run it down. It's a 3-run game.
Boy, just right down the line, and Colt Keith just couldn't quite get up to that short hop. Karam's off of his glove. Down the left field line, and aggressive base running by the Rays. Kevin McGonigal does a nice job of getting back over to third base, trying to get Mullins.
Ten to 7, 2 on, 1 out. Ben Williamson takes a first pitch and a strike on a slider. That's a strike. Vest just kicks the corner again. 0-2.
Boy, that's two pretty good pitches right there on that outside part of the plate. Throw another perfect one.
He tried. Ball and 2 strikes on Williamson. One, 2. Another slider, 2-2.
Kind of spitting on those sliders. You can still stay away. Go back to that fastball away. Right down and away. Either that sinker or four-seamer.
2-2. He missed. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Yandy Diaz is next.
Boy, you just had Dylan Dingler set up right there in that outside corner. Just couldn't deliver. Stay right there again. This is where you want to challenge him, too. You don't want that guy coming up with the bases loaded.
3-2. Touch foul by Williamson.
He did. Come right after him. 3-2. Got to do it again.
Just year number 2 in the big leagues for Williamson, who played in 85 games as a rookie with Seattle last season. He has Mullins at third, Fortes at second. 3-2 from Vest. Hit to first. That's off the glove of Torkelson into right field. 1 run is in. Here comes a second standing up. Fortes scores it. It is 10-9, and there are still 5 outs to get. So Dan, 8 walks tonight. 5 have scored. Now 6 with that one.
I mean, Will Vest has no option but to go right after him. Williamson knows that it's coming. He hits it hard right to Torkelson's right where he was playing. Just glances off of his glove. A couple of unfortunate plays right here. One off of Cole Keith, one off of Torkelson.
Now Yandy Diaz takes a strike. Williamson can run. He's not the fastest player in the league, but a sprint speed above 28 is good enough to go first to third. Certainly. 0-1. Diaz smokes it foul. Just the third encounter between Vest and Diaz. Oh-2. That's a sharp slider, and Diaz laid off of it. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, they're not quite close enough to get him to bite. The 2 he threw to Williamson were the same way.
Foul. All that ball will be is a 4-ground shot in front of the Tropicana sign. It's 1-2.
I mean, just shows the strength of Yandy Diaz, though. My goodness. Just a late swing, just late and rifled it.
Up the middle, right at second base. It is dropped at second by Lee. Thrown out in time. This is outrageous. I mean, that is fish in a barrel double play any day of the week. Instead, there are 2 on with 1 out.
Wow, I mean, this is 3 balls. 1 to third, 1 to first, that one. I mean, that could have been made. Tough plays, the first 2.
Dan, this was 8-2 and 10-5, and now it's 10-9 with 2 on and 1 out. You're basically out of artillery in the bullpen. Will Vest has thrown 15 pitches. There are 5 outs to get if you can even look that far ahead. A brutal May felt like it was turning something of a corner with 5 home runs, but it turns out that's not enough of a cushion either for a defense that has not been good at all in this 8th inning. There are 3 balls you could argue could have been outs and should have been outs.
Could have been, absolutely. I mean, especially an inning-ending double play that just has to be made.
Has to be made.
Has to be
Has to be made. That's it. 2 on, 1 out. Aranda takes a strike. It's up to Will Vest. I mean, you talk about in the middle of all of it. Will Vest has got to find it somehow, some way, even after he should have been out of it already. It's a ball and a strike on Aranda. But now you're asking for superhuman behavior from Will Vest, who's just gotten the ground ball that he needed. Got to move on. 1-1. Aranda fouls it away. 1-2.
And remember, Aranda has struck out 3 times on 2 sliders and a split finger. Will Vest does have that slider lead, likes to throw to the back foot of the lefties. Just to get right over that bat, right under that bat.
1-2. He went changeup. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Aranda. But again,
the pitch count too for
yeah,
Will Vest.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
2-2 on the All-Star last year. Aranda, little tapper out in front of the plate. Will's got to come get it with a bare hand throw. 2 down, 2nd and 3rd. Gulp. Palacios will bat.
It's another slider too. We just put that in the memory bank for games 2 and 3 of this series. Get into those situations and need a strikeout. Good way to attack Aranda.
Now Palacios, who's walked twice and scored twice. First pitch foul, strike 1. This is the 9th batter of the 8th inning. It was 10-5. Entering the bottom of the 8th, the Tigers scored what looked like comfortable insurance. 2 runs to make it 10-5 in the top of the inning.
Palacios against Finnegan was having a hard time catching up to that same fastball that Will Vest just threw him.
It's a challenge from Dylan Dingler.
Previous pitch of the ball,
outside.
the catcher has challenged.
Let's see. What do we got? ABS challenge. It's ball 1.
Pitch of the ball. Detroit has 1 challenge remaining.
Each team has 1 challenge left.
Boy, and again, good for Dylan Dingler taking a shot at that. Not 100% sure. Take it to get to 0-2 with all the walks. Put him in an 0-2 hole, or at least try.
1-1. Swing and a miss on that slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gets that good slider right underneath it. Ooh.
Yeah, he thought he sized it up, actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just slow enough.
Line drive, foul.
Will tried to get a little bit extra on that. That's the first one that Palacios is caught up to.
One and 2. He sank all the way with that changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I don't know that I'd go back to that pitch the way he saw it.
No, and you know, it just again, that back foot slider. You know, it just, are you taking enough off of it that it would catch up? His bat would catch up to it.
High fly ball, center field. Wenzel Perez makes the catch. The lead survives to the 9th. I don't know how. Well, while we still have no idea what's going to happen tonight, let's tell you what might happen tomorrow. Breakdance, the Rays are 6th in Major League Baseball in slugging breaking balls. We've seen some of that tonight. They'll face Jack Flaherty tomorrow, or it could be unwelcome Matz. Steven Matz has allowed just 3 extra base hits to lefties all year. Extra, read all about it. 6:30 coverage starts tomorrow on Detroit Sportsnet. Second guy from Ward Melville in Long Island that we've seen in the last 5 days with Anthony Kay from the White Sox. That lacrosse powerhouse well represented. 10-9 your score in the ninth. Garrett Clevenger throws ball one. Very fitting for tonight's festivities that his first pitch would end up somewhere in Ocala. Our wall side windows pitching change is Garrett Clevenger, the veteran. 32-year-old left-hander is 2-0 on torque.
Give a lot of those sliders, a lot of sweepers, and the sinker. Has retired the last 9 hitters he's faced. Last pitched on Saturday.
I think probably now, Dan, I'm going to spare everybody the sermon on the importance of add-on runs.
And I thought about saying it too, and I went, no, it's more just, no, let's just, yeah, it'd be great, but when you get 10, you've added on runs.
Yeah, I'm tempted to say read the warning label yourself. Fly ball to right field, and Mesa Jr. makes the catch, and there's one away.
It's just like it's Will Vest's game at this point.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what it is. And, you know, for Will, he already threw in that 8th inning a total of 26 pitches. So he's going to have to get up to get 3 outs after 26 in the 8th. Jahmai Jones is going to bat for Colt Keith here. So you assume Zach Short then would come in to play the infield. Colt at 3rd tonight.
Boy, I mean, another trip to the mound just to go over the scouting report. They know just how big this game is. They know that they can't afford to give up any more runs. They don't want any more add-on runs either. Go up, and they know Jahmai Jones' power. A.J. Hinch just hoping he runs into one.
Clevenger. It's a ground ball foul. The Rays are going to bring up the same cats that started the 8th inning. Caminero, Valade, and Mesa Jr., who flied out and walked in that 8th. 0-1 for Jahmai Jones. That flicks off of Fortes's glove. 1-1 with all the great blocks he's made tonight. That one is the one that gets by.
He's saying I can relax with nobody on base right now. Just let my guard down.
Yeah. In the renovation, we're going to get a challenge here.
Yeah.
Look to the naked eye like that was a
Previous pitch to the
strike.
ball, the catcher is challenged.
We'll see. It's either 2-1 or 1-2. It's 1-2.
Pitch is a strike. Tampa Bay retains 1 challenge.
I was just going to say, it feels like in the renovation, the one thing they missed in the cleanup was like 5 black cats that walked in everybody's path tonight.
Where they did some kind of voodoo hex on it or something like that.
Yikes.
Right in the dugout.
Check swing. He didn't go. To the surprise of Fortes, who was ready to throw it around the horn. Nah.
He held up.
Sure. 2-2. Oh, strike 3 call. Jahmai Jones challenges immediately. Said no.
Yeah, was that low?
Previous pitch is a strike, and now the batter has challenged.
And now the batter has challenged. Dan Bellino is over it.
And Bellino will join us.
It's a
Pitch is
good
the ball.
challenge.
Detroit retains 1 challenge.
It's 3-2. Good challenge by Jahmai. Three and 2. Yeah, ball 4. So Wenzel Perez will bat. He's getting booed for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Boo the guy's got 2 homers. Go to first.
Bernie Sanders just talking about that move over there to Jahmai Jones. He's got a big lead, and it's just a one-way lead. As soon as he lifts that leg, he's kind of going back to first base.
Clevenger comes home, a slow leg kick and a strike on Wencel Perez.
A bit bigger lead.
And he's leaning again. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Doesn't this top of the ninth, with the way the Rays just scored 4 runs, doesn't it feel a little bit like the waiting room at the dentist's office? Where you just know something's beyond the next door, you just don't know what it is.
Or you're in there and it's the wait. It's the wait. Just waiting for that.
Do something.
Yes. It's just like, no, that's a wait. Like I know somebody's going to knock on that door, and oh, good to see you.
Hi, Mr. Petrie.
Yeah, right.
This will take just 5 hours. 2 strikes on Perez and Clevenger. Up and out. Lost in all of this is the Tigers have 5 home runs for the first time in about exactly a year. One, 2. Strike 3 on a breaking ball from Clevenger, and 2 away.
Yeah, said he throws a lot of sliders, a lot of sweepers. Another slider to Wencel, couldn't hold up. See if Hal Lee can't come up with another big knock here. Something in the gap, because Jahmai Jones can run.
Rays are paying enough attention to him, certainly, just trying to shorten that lead in case of a gap.
Yep, and he does. He gets that big lead, but as soon as the leg comes up, there's that little step back to first.
Inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, you got to look for a good pitch here and hammer it. See how confident is he coming in with a fastball.
2-0. Swing and a miss. Yeah, Hal Lee tried to put runs on the board there, and you don't mind it at all.
Not at all. I mean, you get a 2-0, and this is your shot to get a fastball. Take a big hack at it.
Two and 1. Lee takes ball 3.
As you know, those sliders and sweepers are going to make their way into the game again. So you take that big swing.
Strike 2, 3-2 on Lee. Jahmai Jones will be off with the pitch.
He's only went over once, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like not a bad idea just to go over here again.
He'll come home. It's a foul ball.
And Jahmai Jones did not get much of a lead for that reason. You know, just thinking he's going to take off and just give him a throw over there. He's going to be going anyway.
Yeah, just the one throw at the start of the at-bat.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got that much shorter lead.
Popped up. First base. Aranda makes the catch.
Here we go.
Join us. Will Vest, your play.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Detroit Tigers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Detroit Tigers.
So Will Vest's career high pitch total is 36 last year against the Red Sox. He fires in a strike to start the bottom of the ninth. That's his 27th pitch of this evening. It comes to Caminero, who walked and scored last inning. Strike there. He's going to challenge immediately.
Boy, that looked good.
Previous pitch is a strike. The batter has challenged.
It is a strike.
The pitch is a strike. Tampa Bay has no challenges remaining.
That's the last challenge for the Rays. So no, Caminero, who has one of the fastest bats in all of Major League Baseball, is going to have to use that to his advantage. Down 0-2 to Vest. On the ground, second base. Lee has got it. There's one away.
Boy, how important is that very first out? Will Vest knew it by coming out and just firing strikes. Ball was hit hard, but right at Hao-Yu Lee. 109 off the bat. But it doesn't matter because it was right at him. There's another guy that hit a ball about as far as you can hit one. So another home run threat here.
Ryan Valade's 3-run homer made the game 8-5 in the 6th. First pitch doesn't get to the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. We should mention Zach Short is in at shortstop. Kevin McGonigal has moved to third. Short comes in for Jahmai Jones in that spot.
Will Vest just settled himself down. Looked like he just kind of overcooked that one.
Straighten it out.
Attaboy. Yep. Just knew it. Just knew he just tried to throw it too hard. And he smoothed everything out right there and threw a nice strike.
One and one to former Tiger Ryan Valade. Golf shot foul, right side, 1-2.
You could spin that slider. Make sure that you get it down and away, though. Make sure. That's it.
No harm done. 2-2.
Nope. Looked like Valade was looking for it, too, because he didn't even flinch at it. Wasn't a bad pitch.
Off the plate away, 3-2. Now, if you get a bad call here, you don't have any challenges if you're the Tampa Bay Rays.
Does that make you expand the strike zone a little bit?
I wonder.
You know, yeah.
3-2 off the fists and foul by Valade.
This is one of those moments, too. It's just, here it is, try to hit it. If there's anything that he's going to throw other than a fastball.
3-2, and he got it by him. A meteor from Will Vest, and 2 gone.
Boy, what a big pitch. Just stayed within himself. Look at Dylan Dingler's target. Tried to get it right over the plate and just threw it right by him. Just fouled it right back. Just got a slight little piece of it right back into the mid of Dylan Dingler.
So now Will Vest, upon his career high in pitches, faces Victor Mesa Jr. and he's got strike 1.
Boy,
Will is not fooling around.
Yeah, just pouring in strikes. Absolutely.
One ball, 1 strike. The Rays had 1 base runner in the first 3 innings of the game. Since then, they have not gone down in order without a base runner. 1-1 guided foul, and the Tigers are 1 strike away. We've seen this before, but the Tigers are 1 strike away here in Tampa.
Yeah, and that's where it gets to this point where you're not even trying to guess. I'm not even trying to guess along with Will Vest. shaking his head no. It's just one of those ones I think he's going to rear back and try to throw it right by him.
On 1-2. Swing and a miss. The Tigers survive with a capital S. 10-9 the final score.
Boy, did Will Vest save his best pitch for his last one. Thought he was going to blow a fastball by him, pulled the string and throws a changeup right on the outside part of the plate. Look at that yell from Will Vest. What a job. I didn't even play. I'm exhausted.
Oh, that was,
I
mean, that
what a game.
Felt like it was 6 hours to the finish line. It took everything and everybody for the Tigers to win that game. 10-9, 5 home runs was enough, it turns out. And the Tigers win the opener at Tampa by 1 run. And you know what? A whale of a gutty performance from Will Vest.
Yes, it was.
After that error from Hao Yu Lee on what could have been an inning-ending double play, Will Vest didn't allow another base runner in the game. Think of that. There are 2 on with the game on the line. He got the next 5 outs untouched.
And had to come in with the bases loaded and just 1 out and facing the top of the order and just kind of took it upon himself. Even had a play that he had to come in front of the play at the plate and stay calm and get an out.
I mean, yeah, he gave up a couple of hits, but Will Vest closes the door with 5 straight outs to finish this game, Dan.
Yeah, and that, you know what? Just going right after to get that first out so there's no momentum. Yes, it was hit hard, but so what? It wasn't a walk. There were so many walks in this game, and then comes back with the big strikeout. Back-to-back strikeouts.
And his catcher, Dylan Dingler, after a great game at the plate, is with Logan Reaver.
Yeah, Ding, first off, this one was easy, huh?
That was a battle from the first pitch.
Can you describe, I mean, from having the game it felt like in hand to just the topsy-turviness of it all, the level of importance for you guys to gut out this win with what you guys have been going through, how do you describe that?
Oh, it was huge. Obviously, got a little shaky there. You know, walks turned into runs, and obviously we did make some plays in the field, but it was definitely big getting in the win column and bringing that one home, you know.
Can you describe what Will Vest brought to this team tonight? A career-high 40 pitches, really gutting that out, especially after the misplays. What can you say about your pitcher?
You know, exactly what you said, a lot of guts out of him. You know, it was huge for our team. Obviously, we used a lot of reliever arms, so him being able to close that out and kind of like a 2-inning deal, it was huge for us.
I'm going to take you back what felt like 4 hours ago when you guys hit the back-to-back homers. It felt like an exorcism in the moment, just releasing kind of just the demons of what this offense, you know, hasn't provided as of late. What did that do for this group, and how much frustration did you feel like it got out to have those 3 straight homers?
It was awesome. It was awesome. Obviously, you know, we haven't been putting it, you know, all together as a team offensively, and that just shows, you know, we're working hard, we're putting together good at-bats, and it's starting to show.
I know it's one game, but Tarek Skubal said fittingly today that this team has been counted out before, that they have experience from that, and that he feels that they're being counted out right now. How much can you draw from the experience of being counted out previously to dig out of this hole that you guys have dug up until this point?
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, there's a lot of negative things that are being said about this team, and you know, we haven't been playing good ball, but things can get turned around very quick, and tonight can be the start of that.
Dylan, congratulations on the win. Appreciate the time. 4 hits there for Dylan Dingler. We will have all of this crazy wild game coming up for you in Tigers postgame presented by Cure Auto Insurance. That is next.